Making equations to describe patterns. Example: John earns $8 per hour. What two quantities are being compared in this problem? Number of hours worked H and amount earned A. Next question: which quantity is the independent variable and which is the dependent variable? The independent variable is a variable whose value is not determined by the other variable. It does not depend on anything. Here, independent variable is number of hours worked H. The dependent variable is a variable whose value is determined by the other variable. It always depends on the independent variable. Here in this example, dependent variable is amount earned A. Independent variable causes an effect on the dependent variable. The amount earned A depends on the number of hours worked H. Complete the table of values. In this table, the first column shows the number of hours worked H and the second column shows the amount earned A. If John works for 1 hour, he earns $8. If he works for 2 hours, he earns $16. We can follow this same pattern to find the amounts for the other hours. Find the difference in the dependent variable. Look at the dependent variable column, starting from $8. Adding another $8 gives $16. Adding $8 again gives $24. This pattern continues and we can see the difference between each value is always $8. Now we know the difference in the dependent variable is 8. That means 1 times 8 is equal to 8. 2 times 8 is equal to 16. 3 times 8 is equal to 24. We can continue this pattern to find the other values. Therefore, the equation is A is equal to 8H. A represents amount earned, H represents number of hours worked. Example: how much John will earn after working 11 hours in 1 week? We use the equation A is equal to 8H. Substituting H is equal to 11. A is equal to 8 times 11 is equal to $88. So John will earn $88. Example: how many hours John will need to work to earn $72? We use the equation A is equal to 8H. Substituting A is equal to 72. So 72 is equal to 8H. H is equal to 9 hours. So John needs to work 9 hours. Next example. A banquet hall has small square tables that sit one person on each side. The tables can be pushed together to form longer tables as shown below. 1 table, 2 tables, 3 tables, 4 tables, 5 tables. For 1 table, 4 people can sit. For 2 tables, 6 people can sit. For 3 tables, 8 people. For 4 tables, 10 people. And for 5 tables, 12 people can sit. Here, the independent variable is the number of tables T and the dependent variable is the number of people P. The number of people P depends on the number of tables T. Complete the table of values. The first column shows the number of tables T, which is the independent variable. The second column shows the number of people P, which is the dependent variable. If there is 1 table, 4 people can sit. If there are 2 tables, 6 people can sit. Now let's find the difference in the dependent variable. In the second column, going from 4 to 6 is an increase of 2. From 6 to 8 is also an increase of 2. We can keep following this pattern, so the difference is always 2. Now we know the difference in the dependent variable is 2. That means 1 times 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. 2 times 2 plus 2 is equal to 6. 3 times 2 plus 2 is equal to 8. We can keep following this pattern for the other values. Therefore, the equation is P, number of people, is equal to 2 times T, number of tables, plus 2. Example. Use the equation to determine the number of people at 7 tables, 10 tables, 25 tables. The equation is P is equal to 2T plus 2. P represents the number of people. T represents the number of tables. For 7 tables, P is equal to 2 times 7 plus 2 is equal to 16. For 10 tables, P is equal to 2 times 10 plus 2 is equal to 22. For 25 tables, P is equal to 2 times 25 plus 2 is equal to 52. Example. What number of tables are needed to seat 30 people? We use the equation P is equal to 2T plus 2. Substituting P is equal to 30. 30 is equal to 2T plus 2. So 2T is equal to 28. T is equal to 14 tables. 14 tables are needed to seat 30 people. Next example. Write an equation for the table below. Let's look at the table. Starting at 3. Adding 4 gives 7. Adding 4 again gives 11. We can keep following this pattern for the other values. That means the difference in the dependent variable is always 4. Therefore, the equation is y is equal to 4x. But in our pattern, we subtract 1 from each result. 1 times 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. 2 times 4 minus 1 is equal to 7. 3 times 4 minus 1 is equal to 11. We can keep following this pattern for the other values. So, the equation is y is equal to 4x minus 1. I hope this helps you understand how to make equations to describe patterns. If you found this lesson helpful, subscribe and like this video for more math tutorials.